Fishing bluffs is a great way to catch fish in the winter. And I talk to people all the time and they're like, I fish bluffs all the time and I don't catch fish. It's like anything else. I mean, there are approaches that are more effective for catching fish. What I tell people is when I go bluff fishing, I kind of look at the bluff above the water, and what you'll see these little shelves. You'll see big boulders stacked on top of those shelves. You see like you'll see a section where there'll be a shelf and then it'll fall, and then there'll be another shelf and then it'll fall. That same thing's going on under the water. So what I do, I'll throw a jig, I'll throw a grub, I'll throw something that has some weight to it that I can kind of pendulum down. The bow in your line will kind of tell you when it's on the bottom each time. So as I pop the rod up a little bit, I watch my line. It's got a little bit of a bow. When it hits bottom, that bow just kind of lays flat on the surface. That tells me, I've hit the next little shelf on the bluff. And then I'm just gonna pop it off a little bit. Right there, I bumped a little rock on the shelf, and that's what makes, certain spots along a bluff better than others. You might go along a bluff and it's all just sheer face. And we got in this little section right here, and you see there's big rocks that have fallen off on these shelves. That same thing's probably under the water. So each one of these little shelves, there's probably a big boulder, pieces of cover and things like that that the fish will relate to when they're feeding. But essentially that's, I'm trying to keep it in those strike zones. And right there I hit another rock. I'm just trying to work the jig and kind of inch it along. You don't want to pop it real hard, because what it does, it makes the bait jump way out and it's going to fall. It may come forward, 3 feet and makes it fall 20 feet. So I literally want to just move it an inch. When you see me pop my rod tip, what you're seeing me do, most of what I'm popping is slack. It just touches the jig the last little inch. And when I do that, the reason you do that with slack in your line, it'll make an abrupt little dart like a crawfish would do. I'm watching my line. Now I see it just laid on the surface. That tells me I'm on the first shelf. I'm just gonna move it an inch or two and watch it fall. And then I see it hits that shelf again. I'm just gonna move it an inch or two. What you'll find, you'll get in these certain sections of the bluff, you'll start to find maybe they're down on the 3rd shelf down in 20 foot of water. Once you figure that out, you can fish these a lot faster and more effectively. And not all bluffs are the same. I mean, we've been on this long stretch of bluff here for 2 days. We've found one small section, maybe 50 yards, that's had fish consistently. You might catch one there, and catch 6 in this one little section. You'll go to the next bluff that looks just like it and not catch any. I mean, it's just like any other place. I mean, you take ledge fishing, you can fish miles and miles of ledges, never catch fish on 90% of it, and then there'll be one little small key spot. That's where all the fish congregate. It's the same way with bluffs. There's something under the water. I can look at this section of bluff. It's all sheer face on both ends, but in this section, there's big rocks that have fallen off into the water. That's probably going on. So these sections down through here are probably just got little stair steps and faces, where this section has the same thing, plus it's got big boulders that have fallen in. Sweet. Nice. Nice. Well, we've been fishing bluffs all day today. It's been a little slow today. It's been below freezing the last couple of days, but the water temperature is still above 40 degrees. That's a nice one there. We've tried several different techniques, everything from grubbing to casting jigs, jerk baits, fished several different bluffs, and found them mostly on this one section of bluff. It's been just one small section, and we've had to hit it a couple times today to catch the fish. We've only caught 8 or 9 fish, but they've all been in that 3 to 5 pound range. So if you're willing to bundle up, put on the layers, come out here, even though it's below freezing, you can catch a lot of fish fishing bluffs in the winter.